So Tom, a big weekend. What does it mean for you making your 100th cap?
Hugely special. To play 100 games for any club, it's a nice achievement. But to do it for this club and this province, it's something I consider myself very, very lucky to do so.
Talk to us about how your move to Connacht came about.
It was quite a while now. December 2016, I think it was. Connacht had an injury crisis in the midfield. Tim Almond got in touch at the time, and I sorted out all the admin stuff, the registration side of things, and I was on the plane that weekend reporting for duty Monday morning in the sports ground.
And those first few weeks at the sports ground, what was it like?
I was quite nervous at the time. I was probably because I was so desperate to make an impression. I wanted to prove to everyone, the coaches and group and the playing group, that I was good enough to be here. That I was able to fit in and I was able to perform for the team.
Your debut for Connacht, what do you remember of it?
It was Zebra in the Champions Cup. I think I only arrived on the Monday or Tuesday that week, and Tim Almond called me into his office at the end of the day, and he asked me to fill out a few forms. And it was only really when I seen the EPCR badge on the top of the piece of paper, I realised it was registration for the competition. So I kind of got a good inkling at that stage that I was going to be involved. And then Pat Lamb at the time announced it the following morning, and it was hugely satisfying. And I was on the bench. I got 25 minutes off the bench, and we got a nice win on the back of it as well. So it was a good start to my life out west.
And from there, you've played in some memorable games, but is there any that stand out?
Yeah, probably two in particular. Last year up in Belfast, it's quite a memorable one. Purely just off the atmosphere, the intensity, the fact that it was a URC knockout game, and the added spice of it being an Interpro game. The atmosphere in Belfast is always quite hostile and tough to play against, but we had a huge belief amongst the group and the coach and staff that we could go up there and do a job. So that would be one. And second one is probably John Mull's last game. I remember the feeling I'll never forget was in the changing room pre-game. Just the intensity and the emotion that was in that changing room that day. It was probably something that I'll never forget. And I remember that feeling, that looking around, that everyone amongst the circle wasn't going to let Mull down after all the service that he's given to us. So we were on form that day, and it was some of the best rugby I remember we have ever played with Connacht. And
obviously now John Muldoon a coach. Have you noticed much of a change in John Muldoon the coach to the player?
No, still quite similar. Still obviously very detailed in how he goes about his business. Obviously he's dealing a lot more now with the forward side of things, but no, he's still the same old Mull, and he still has that same aura and respect about him.
One thing you mentioned there, that game in Ulster, the atmosphere that day was unbelievable. The supporters that came up, so many Connacht supporters. What for you, what's the connection like for the players with the supporters in this club?
That's huge, yeah. I know, obviously for that game in Belfast in particular, we were obviously outnumbered, but you could see pockets of green throughout the stadium, and right up to the front row after the game. They're all coming up after the game and just cheering us on and wishing us best in South Africa for the following weekend. But you see the same old faces every weekend, and it's a huge testament to them, and we're very grateful for the support they give us over the years.
Now, you mightn't like me saying this, you're one of the more experienced players in the squad now, but look, you've seen plenty of change over the years with the squad, with the management, coaching staff, but the young players coming through, Tom, talk to us about the young talent coming through in Connacht Rugby and how they're developing. Yeah, and even the young players in this squad.
Well, yeah, firstly in the senior squad alone, we've plenty of young players coming through. The competition we have over this pre-season block, this whatever it was, 12 or 14 weeks, the competition was through the roof. In all positions, there was if someone steps out, the next person was there grabbing the jersey and doing just as good a job. And then even below that, the academy system now that's in place, we've done a lot of integrated sessions with the academy over the pre-season, and again, just the quality. Obviously, there's a good few of the lads coming off the back of a successful stint with the Ireland 20s as well, and just the level of detail and the level of coaching that they're getting now at this level. They're pushing the pros the whole time, and they'd be ready to step up at any time.
You've played with some great players in that centre position, you know, the likes of, most recently, like Bundy Aki, Cathal Ford, Tom Daly, David Hawkshaw. Like, there's a lot of competition in that position, Tom. Talk to us how you find that battle for the 12 and 13 jersey.
Yeah, since I've been in Connacht, it's always been competitive. Right back to when I first arrived, the competition's always been there, but this year is no different. Like I said, pre-season was ultra competitive, particularly in the centres, and there was 4 or 5, 6 of us there going in all pre-season, and then obviously with Bundy to come back, and we can all see how well he's been going, so it's just going to add to it. But at the same time, we're all rowing in the same direction. We all have a great relationship with each other. We're helping each other out and having chats here and there and adding to each other's games, but it's all in good nature.
With the new season upon us, for you, what is the aim this season personally and for the team?
I'd love to win some silverware. I think we have the squad we have in place this season, combined with the coaching group that we have and the game plan that I think we have in place, the level of detail that we have in our game now, it's all a recipe for something good. So yeah, that'll be my main goal for the end of the season, try to get some silverware first.
A1, job done.
Cheers, boy.
Easy as that.
How was that? Midland?
That was all good.